An insider has revealed a major update. We get into exactly what that means for the Dodgers in this 2025 season in this edition of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Hopefully everybody's having a great day today. We got a pretty big update this morning from the Dodgers, from Dave Roberts, specifically talking about Tony Gonsolin, who yesterday went on the injured list. It was not the best news for the Dodgers, and of course, Dodger fans with Gonsolin, recovering from, was out for almost 2 years with Tommy John surgery, and then, pitched a little over a month and is already on the shelf. But today, we got an update from Dave Roberts talking about Tony Gonsolin. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts indicated Sunday that scans of Gonsolin's injured right elbow showed that his UCL is intact, which is obviously very good news, because if it wasn't intact, then that would be, of course, another story. But it seems like early reports, the scans are showing the UCL is intact. This is what, of course, Bill Plunkett of the Orange County reported. He was the first one to get to this, of the Orange County Register. Bill Plunkett reporting this this morning, which, of course, he's a very good source. He's been doing this for a long time. And yeah, this is obviously great news, I think, in terms of the injury, although we don't really have this, of course, this article from CBSSports.com gets into. Gonsolin, of course, as I talked about, had Tommy John surgery late in 2023. And, the Dodgers were concerned about his UCL, with him having, elbow discomfort, having elbow pain on that same elbow that they operated on following his most recent start just a few days ago on June 5th. But this is obviously good news. It's intact, but there's still no timetable for his return. This is what, of course, this article states here. Despite the good news of the hurler's UCL being intact, Gonsolin will stop throwing for an undetermined period. He was placed on the 15-day IL yesterday, but it's not clear how long, Gonsolin is going to be out, which is obviously not the best news for the Dodgers, because, as we know, they are extremely shorthanded. What exactly does this mean for the Dodgers rotation? I mean, the Dodgers have already so many pitchers on the injured list. As we know, with the two biggest injuries that are glaring right now are with Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow, both out indefinitely. Blake Snell hasn't pitched in over 2 months. Think about that. He hasn't pitched in over 2 months, which is pretty crazy. And I don't know. It's not looking, we'll see, of course, as the weeks go along, when these guys can come back and how they look when they do come back. But the Dodgers have been just trying to put together some sort of rotation the last few weeks, which has been very difficult. It was a difficult week for the Dodgers. The Dodgers, of course, today got a pretty big win against the St. Louis Cardinals. Clayton Kershaw had his best start of the 2025 season. We'll get into a little bit more of that in a bit. But what is the Dodgers rotation going to look like, with this injury to Tony Gonsolin, right? So far, the Dodgers starters have gone 6+ innings only 18 times this season, which is tied for 4th fewest in Major League Baseball, right? Today, that didn't happen again. Kershaw only got 5 innings out of him. So the Dodgers still at 18 times this season. That is only, a quarter of the games the pitchers have gone 6 or more, which is obviously not what you want to see. LA rotation has put together 17 quality starts, the 5th fewest in Major League Baseball. Kind of crazy they're in first place with these numbers. But, I mean, come on. The Dodgers have historically, this is one of the best, offenses in Major League Baseball history. I mean, come on. This confirms the Dodgers pitching has been atrocious for the 2025 season. It's been bad. I mean, come on. I mean, even as a Dodger fan, you have to at least agree with that. The Dodgers pitching has not been good this year, right? It has not. And it's mainly because of the guys that are pitching that are, you wouldn't want pitching out there. That's what the Dodgers have to go to with the injuries. And it hasn't been good. There's been only a few games this year. Basically Yoshinobu Yamamoto has been carrying the load here for the Dodgers. He's been the guy that's kind of been solid for them every time he goes out there. And that's been about it. They haven't really gotten anybody else to consistently pitch well for the Dodgers. Nobody else on this team. Everybody's had bad starts. There's been bad stretches. good to bad, kind of average to good. It's been nobody's been great for the Dodgers, right? But offensively, the Dodgers, have proven once again they're really tough to beat, right? I mean, they have too many hitters. They are stocked up from top to bottom, having, basically almost every player on this team can hit a home run and get extra base hits, which, makes it very difficult to get any of these guys out. And that's why the Dodgers are in first place, because they continue to score runs. They're a team that, like today, talking about, of course, today getting that big win. And, this injury, of course, means that, Wrobleski and Knack are going to have to get more opportunities to pitch, right? I mean, that's probably the only possible, scenario for the Dodgers, having to get these AAA guys, basically, two guys that probably wouldn't be in the major leagues if the Dodgers were healthy. I mean, come on. If the Dodgers were at 100%, there is no reason why Justin Wrobleski and Landon Knack would be with the big club. They just would not be. They would be both in Oklahoma City if the Dodgers were healthy. So I think that's something, of course, that you have to keep an eye on as we move along. The Dodgers just had a lot of injuries, and having to get other guys to pitch has been obviously a concern, and it's been a struggle for the Dodgers at times. Having other players pitch that shouldn't really be getting opportunities to pitch. But today, we had, of course, a familiar face. The Dodgers won 7-3 out there in St. Louis, avoiding the sweep, proving to 39-27 against a very good Cardinals team. They're 36-29. I mean, this team is no pushover. They kind of made it interesting there at the end, kind of making it 5-3. But then the Dodgers, of course, pulled away and made it 7-3. But it was a very a solid win for the Dodgers, right? It was a solid win for the Dodgers, and I think the big story was Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw had his best start of the season. He went 5 innings. He gave up 6 hits, which is, of course, a bit high. He's able to pitch through the jams, but he had 7 strikeouts, right? I think that's a season high for him so far this year and a start, which is obviously good news. He got his first win of the year. He was 0-0 before today's game, so he got his first W, which is great to see. And, I think that should help Kershaw get some confidence, right? Because Kershaw's going to be needed. The Dodgers are going to need Kershaw for the next 4 to 6 weeks, to be on his game. They're going to be they're going to be rolling him out there every week. He's going to get a chance to start every week, basically up until the All-Star break. He's going to be with the team as an important factor, getting important starts, because the Dodgers, I don't think they're getting a lot of these guys back before the All-Star break. We're only, 5 weeks out? It's going to be post-All-Star break when we start seeing some of these names come back, hopefully, and then maybe Ohtani pitch as well. So Kershaw is going to have to help out, and today he had a great start and a good win today for the Dodgers. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers. Woo!